Meghan Markle is allegedly seething over Catherine, Princess of Wales's ability to secure big names. And it's in a new article that was just published in Radar Online. We're going to talk all about it. But before we begin, my name is Tiffany, and this is Revealing the Narc. Join me as I highlight narcissistic traits in celebrities and public figures. Everything here is in my opinion and is not professional advice. If you enjoy the analysis, please like and subscribe. Before we get into this article from Radar Online that was just published, I want to make a couple of announcements. The main reason that I came on camera was because I want to be able to diversify and talk about a lot of other topics other than Harry and Meghan. When I wasn't showing my face, it was very difficult for me to keep all of you entertained and watching the video. So after a year of having this channel, have accrued quite a lot of footage of Harry and Meghan. And what that does is it makes it much more difficult for me to talk about new topics when it's so much easier when I already have B-roll footage to talk about Harry and Meghan. So with all that being said, I have mentioned before that I have a true crime channel. I've been posting on that channel a lot more frequently. So please check that out. It's called Revealing the Crime. The link is in the description of this video. I also wanted to talk more celeb news and more pop culture type things. So one of the first things I did is I teamed up with Michelle from Royal Daily Tea, and she and I are doing movie reviews. It might go into TV reviews about once a week. We're starting off with holiday movies because it's just that time of year. And we're posting one on my channel and one on Michelle's Royal Daily Tea History and Fashion channel. So please check those out. But in no way am I moving away from narcissism. Am I moving away from talking about Meghan and Harry and their shenanigans? That is going to be here to stay. Just as an example, we've seen Meghan out and about since Paris every week. It's not even every week. It's like every 2 or 3 days. There's some thing that's happening, and Meghan Markle fatigue is real. I heard you because I've seen you leave all those comments about how we're just done, we're over it. So I hear you, and I want to diversify. That is how we ended up here. Please drop your thoughts in the comments. What I'm going to do with all of this new type of thing that I'm going to talk about, I'll make separate playlists for those. So my holiday movie or the Christmas movie that Michelle and I reviewed this week, it's under the playlist Revealing the Real, which was inspired by Pips and Chips. Thank you for that name. And that you can find in my playlist. And then I'll probably do Revealing the Scene, where I talk about the pop culture scene. And I think I'll continue doing Revealing the Reels, where we talk more about different types of movies. But over the next 2 months or so, I want to focus on those feel-good holiday Christmas movies that we all love. Well, I hope you love, but I definitely love. All right, everyone, let's get into that article. It was published in Radar Online. It's titled Exclusive: Why Meghan Markle is Seething Over Catherine. Didn't the BBC just apologize for this? They did. BBC just apologized. Her name is Catherine. She's been married for almost a decade and a half. It's embarrassing. Anyways, can you tell that that bothers me? So it says, why Meghan Markle is seething over Catherine signing up huge A-lister to help with her Celebrate Christmas with class. And this was published on November 17. The article begins, it says, Meghan Markle is said to be seething after Catherine, Princess of Wales, secured Kate Winslet to take part in her 2025 Christmas Carol concert, with insiders telling Radar Online the Duchess feels overshadowed as her sister-in-law adds fresh star power to a project already praised for its elegance and broad appeal. The Princess of Wales has organized and bravo, Radar Online, bravo. Continuing, the Princess of Wales 43 has organized the Together at Christmas concert since 2021, hosting it at Westminster Abbey as a celebration of community service and seasonal goodwill. Kensington Palace has now revealed the 2025 edition will be held on December 5th, with the concert broadcast on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. This year's theme centers on love in all its forms, and the palace confirmed Winslet, recently appointed ambassador of the King's Foundation, will deliver a reading. Well, that's interesting that the theme is love in all its forms, because Catherine today gave her first speech since her cancer diagnosis, I believe, and she talked about the importance of love. And please don't quote me on that, but I just remember reading the headlines. The article continues and says one Hollywood source close to the Sussexes claimed Meghan is fuming because Catherine has pulled off something she couldn't. Landing an A-lister like Kate Winslet sends a message. It looks polished, classy, effortless, and is everything she is struggling to be. I mean, at this point, Megan, it's been 5 years. Stop fighting it. You're not going to beat the popularity of the royal family. You're just not. You don't have the star power. You don't have the pull. The people that even offer you invitations, you fight with them over pictures being published. Maybe don't be so abrasive towards people. Maybe don't show your narcissism so much towards people, and you will have invitations extended to you and people accepting the invitations you send to them. I'm actually wondering what we're going to see in this holiday special, because when we heard that With Love Megan was coming out, we already had an idea, or maybe even the full list of all the celebrities that, well, celebrities, I use that term loosely, that were going to be in the show, but we haven't heard anything, right, about who's going to be on this holiday show. I want to say one more thing. Megan is a horrid businesswoman. She should have released this special right before Thanksgiving, because what do people do on Black Friday? They go shopping. And then what happens the Monday after Black Friday? It's Cyber Monday. She really missed out an opportunity to market herself. I had a discussion with my friend about this, and she was like, well, I don't think Megan would give discounts. It's not about giving discounts. It's about people having their credit cards ready to shop. She doesn't have to give sales. People are ready to buy. That's the biggest shopping day of the year. It's horrible, horrible business planning. The article continues and says the source added, Meghan struggled to secure big names for her recent Netflix series, so seeing Catherine do it with ease has really stung. A royal aide familiar with preparations for the Westminster Abbey event said the princess has been personally involved in shaping the tone of the ceremony. Catherine wants it to feel warm and unifying, the aide claimed. She believes the concert is a chance to highlight kindness and connection at a time people need it the most. Kensington Palace said the evening would blend traditional carols with musical performances and readings from guests. The program will also spotlight individuals helping to create a more caring society. And this is exactly why people are drawn to that. It's not a money-making for-profit endeavor that Catherine is doing. It's not, it's about family and unity and love and not spending money. I know that I get completely turned off when I know the purpose of someone's show or the purpose of someone speaking or putting out content is not for things that they believe in, which I don't think Megan really believes in her products. And it's all just a sale tactic. The article continues and says a palace statement added love within families, friendships, communities, and unexpected moments between strangers would be the central theme of Catherine's, oh, Radar Online, why are you doing this? Of Catherine's Christmas special, noting in a world that can often seem fragmented and disconnected, love is the force that reconnects us all. A production insider said the contrasting public images of Catherine and Markle had widened the long-running rift between the pair. Catherine's project feels rooted in duty and community, which resonates with people en masse. Meghan wants to be seen as shaping cultural conversations, but when Catherine steps forward with something like this and brings in a respected figure like Kate Winslet, it inevitably invites comparisons and sends Meghan mad with jealousy. Okay, so I have a couple of thoughts here. The first is that people like Meghan, they are not collaborators, they're competitors. Everything that they do, if someone else is doing a little bit better than them, even if they're on the same team, it is competition for them. So when Catherine is succeeding, no matter what, Meghan doesn't have it in her to be happy for Catherine or anyone that's winning. This article then talks about how there's this invitation of comparison between Meghan and Catherine that happens in the public. I pretty confidently believe that Meghan is probably the one making the most comparisons here. This is probably a battle that's waging in her brain 24/7. And we see it. We see it. It's not a coincidence that so many of Meghan's events and Harry's events also clash with Catherine's or William's or the royal families. And generally, I feel like we see so much envy Meghan has towards Catherine, copying her clothing style, trying to laugh like her. Just it's just really bad. I recently did a video about how in Omid Scobie and Carolyn Duran's book, they wrote that Meghan, when she got into the horse-drawn carriage after her wedding ceremony, she put her hand on her heart and said, "Wow." The other person that has done this, famously has done this, was Catherine when she walked onto the balcony of Buckingham Palace. Now, it was reported before that Meghan actually dropped the F bomb. And in order to reshape and control the narrative, now she copies Catherine's story. And I mean, I don't know how foolish she thinks that we are. I actually get genuinely insulted by that. Let me know in the comments if you get insulted by that too. So for the rest of this video, I want to explore a little bit how this article says that Meghan felt stung by Catherine's success. I've mentioned before that I believe Meghan is a malignant narcissist, and I say that, and allegedly, this is all allegedly and in my opinion, is because she behaves so similarly to my stepmom. Like they could be twins. So let me tell you a little bit about malignant narcissism. It isn't just regular narcissism with a little extra spice. It's the blend of narcissism, entitlement, envy, and aggression, and it's often wrapped in a victim narrative. Malignant narcissists expect to be the most admired, most celebrated, most fabulous person in every room that they enter. So when they see someone else succeeding, this terminology that Meghan felt stung, it's a pretty accurate statement. So when someone else, especially someone that they compare themselves to, gains effortless success, it's not just disappointing to them, it's wounding. It attacks the delicate internal story they're constantly trying to project. I am superior. Everyone sees my greatness. And a number of things happen when a malignant narcissist ends up in a situation like this. There's bitterness, there's the shifting of blame, there's envy and anger. There's a doubling down on image management and this beginning or this victim narrative that comes out as well. And then the other thing we're seeing here is this comparison spiral. Regular people compare themselves. Narcissists compete with people who don't even know that they're in competition. Meghan has always tried to position herself as Hollywood level, a global influencer, culture shaping, the one with star power. And Meghan simply doesn't have it. So when she sees Kate Winslet accept an invitation from Catherine, she doesn't think, oh, I wish I had that. She thinks, how dare Catherine take what should be mine? When a malignant narcissist gets triggered by someone else's success, then they start telling themselves stories. And this could sound something like, people only like her because of the institution. She has advantages I didn't. They don't appreciate what I bring. The world is biased against me. She stole my spotlight. So I think this is exactly what we're seeing here happen. It's no big surprise that Meghan would feel envious of Catherine. She's been envious of her, I mean, as far back as 2011, when Meghan wrote in her blog post about how the world is just so talking about Kate so much. And I say that because Meghan called her Kate. I think she said something along the lines of, just look at this endless conversation about Princess Kate. We see you, Meghan. So I'm curious to know what you think about all of this. Please drop your thoughts in the comments. If this was interesting to you, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you'll know every time I drop a new video. I want to thank you so much for watching. I'd like to ask that in lieu of super chats and super stickers, if you would consider donating to the National Domestic Violence Hotline. Their information is on the screen should you need to reach out to them, and a link to donate is in the description of this video. Someone brought it to my attention that the National Domestic Violence Hotline is an organization that is only in the United States. So I made a list of organizations in a couple of other countries. They will play at the end of this video. If you feel a pull to donate, please feel free to donate. Oh my gosh, everybody, my camera just died, so I don't remember what I said last. So my apologies. That was really funny. Like all of a sudden the screen went black and I'm like, this is it. The camera battery is dead. And it's funny because I usually use what's called a dummy battery to keep it going. And the dummy battery got to like 50% yesterday and then all of a sudden just stopped working. So I was in a full-blown panic. Like, is my camera not working? I couldn't figure out what it was. So the first thing I checked was swapping out the batteries. And turns out that when you have an external battery source, the camera, at least the Sony camera, which is what I use, will stop taking power and will shut off if that external source, at least mine, is at 50%. Apparently that's what it does. So then I went and I put in my other battery, which is this one. And I've been recording for 27 minutes. That's all it took. And actually it was probably 25 minutes and this battery died. So I thought I could swing it for the rest of the evening, but apparently not. But anyways, I'm here now. So let me finish up what I was saying. So someone brought to my attention that the National Domestic Violence Hotline is only in the United States. So I put together a list of organizations in other countries. It'll play at the end of this video. Look forward to any input from any of you. If you are familiar with these organizations and if I got something wrong, please let me know. And their information will play at the end of this video so that if you choose to donate, you can. And if you do need their resources, they're listed there as well. So again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you so much. Thank you for being here and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.